Well, come to a crossroads in terms of employment anyway. If for the first time ever, in fact, I have a job where I actually look forward to going to work. As you even said the other day, I even go in on the weekends more often than not, Mm-hmm. Which isn't even mandatory. I just like going. Money isn't always the most important thing, which brings us to the issue at hand. The type of work we're doing is restoration and renovations, and this particular job requires a fair amount of digging. We come across many artifacts. For example, cigarette packages from the late 1800s, early 1900s, bottles and trinkets, things of that nature, mm-hmm. as well as bones. Now, at first, I didn't think much of it because they were rather small, but then we found some bigger bones, like that would be a man's size. But I still thought it's probably an animal until one day the person who used to run the store where we're renovating, he gave us the history on the place, and it used to be a pharmacy at the turn of the century. Then it turned into a jewelry store in the late teens or early 1920s, and then it was an office of some sort after that. But the artifacts are contemporary to the 20s, the 1800s to the 20s approximately. And we find these bones amongst these artifacts. And it is brought to my attention that most of the bones are rather large and sawn perfectly, like you'd have to take a table saw or something to saw them. And it got me thinking, why would there be bones in the basement of a jewelry store or a pharmacy? It doesn't make sense to me. Then we found a mandible that is without a doubt human. In my opinion, the molars, and my friends agree with me, it looks very human. Now, the issue at hand is if we report this, they're probably going to shut the job site down. They're going to go over every square inch of that with a fine-tooth comb, because if they do turn out to be human, it's certainly more than one. It's a multitude of bodies there, and they're going to go over the place with a fine-tooth comb and therefore shut the job site down, so we might be out of work, or it might be held, our other concern is it might be held against us in terms of employment. The boss might hold a grudge because we shut the job site down, reporting the bones. That's the issue we have. Do we report this to the forensics department of the Guelph police, or do we report this to the archaeological department at the university? We're not too sure, but without a doubt, I'm convinced the bones are human, and they deserve, at the very least, they deserve a proper burial. Whether they met their demise through foul play or natural means, that's another discussion. But whatever the case may be, they certainly deserve a proper burial, in my opinion.
Definitely, if it's a human remains, I would report it to someone. I'm not sure exactly who. But,
now, with the findings, I think we have some more work here. We have if we let them get the job done, we'll have to tear it apart again.
Exactly.
So it could be a good thing to wait to let deadline, get it done for the deadline, but get that shovel back out, because we're getting her. We'll have to dig her up again. Find some more of this.
That's another option. Like, do we wait till the job's done before we report it? And who knows how many artifacts are going to be lost, because if we wait, they're transporting dirt out of there, and bones are in the dirt, and they're taking the bones to the dump too, right? Yeah. That's another thing. It's not an easy decision to have to make, but I think I'm just going to have to come out and report this to the proper authorities, because they do deserve a proper burial. Whether I'm reprimanded or not, or whether I'm blacklisted, so be it, but I think that's the right thing to do. If they want to blacklist us and not give us any more work, like we have another contract we were supposed to start next week, all of us guys, and we're worried that that's going to be off the table now if we report this. I think we should do what we think is right, and I think the right thing to do is notify them.
you ask the audience what they think.
What do you guys think?
Take a vote or something like that. Put in the comments below, eh?
No, I'm not going to be swayed by what the majority says or not. I think I know what I'm going to do in this situation. But what would you guys do?